Train your brain to unlock financial success and boost your income. Have you ever wondered why some people who performed poorly in school succeed in life as adults? It's all about their approach to action. Those who think less often achieve more simply by doing. The author of the book shares an incredible story that proves this point. During a 5-day business seminar, he noticed a woman who was clearly not engaged in the topics being discussed. At one point, she approached him with a question, asking what the discussion was about. Rather than spending time explaining everything, the author shared just one idea he had heard at the seminar: automating the process of withdrawing money from clients' accounts. It was a simple tool that allowed automatic monthly withdrawals. Some time later, the author accidentally ran into that same woman. She rushed up to him with thanks, explaining that by implementing that idea, her business had grown significantly and she had earned an additional $300,000. The author was impressed. Over the course of the 5-day seminar, the woman remembered only one idea, but she immediately applied it and achieved amazing results. Meanwhile, most people, even with much more knowledge, simply do nothing. This is the answer to the question: why are those who performed poorly in school often more successful? They do more instead of overthinking things. By the way, if you want to continue developing, subscribe to my channel. Let's continue. So, your income is directly related to your ability to use your talents, skills, and resources. It's a kind of measure of efficiency in material life. Many want to earn more, but often know what needs to be done, and simply don't take action. In fact, the path to greater earnings is primarily the ability to take action, even when there doesn't seem to be a compelling reason to do so. Another reason why many don't achieve their financial goals is the lack of specificity in their desires. The phrase, "I want more money," is too vague. It's important to clearly define: how much money exactly do you need? How much do you want to earn in order to achieve your goal? To do this, you need to set specific financial goals and determine what you need to start doing today and over the next year or several years to reach those goals. It's important to consider not only the desired amount or specific things, such as an apartment, a car, or travel, but also the measurability of your progress. Ask yourself, how much closer am I to my goal today? What am I doing every day to take one step closer to it? Successful people differ from others in that they constantly measure and monitor their results. They assess how effectively they are moving toward their goal and do not waste time on excessive analysis. If something works, they keep doing it. If it doesn't, they look for another way. The key here is not to stop taking action. Reflection and endless analysis will not replace concrete steps. Self-discipline plays a crucial role in achieving goals. It is what drives us to do what we don't want to do and to move forward despite fatigue or the urge to procrastinate. This quality not only helps achieve success, but also makes a person attractive in the eyes of others. Without self-discipline, it is impossible to build a solid foundation for reaching financial goals. However, in addition to self-discipline, it is important to consider other factors: the ability to rest, work in the flow, and recover. But the deciding factor remains whether the desire to make money is your true priority. If something else comes first in your life, money will not drive your actions. Some circumstances should simply be accepted, without spending time endlessly overthinking them. Acceptance of the situation, adaptation to it, and moving forward are much more effective than endless attempts to change what cannot be changed. If you cannot control yourself, it will be hard to manage anything in your life. Everything begins with self-discipline, but equally important is the ability to motivate yourself. Motivation is your personal trampoline that helps you jump higher and achieve more. Control always starts with measurement. Want to understand where your time is going? Start tracking how many minutes and hours you spend on each task. Want to control your money? Track your income, sources of earnings, and expenses. This rule is universal. Measure to control, and only then can you manage. The gap between where you are now and where you want to be is largely due to a lack of self-control. The inability to manage yourself becomes the barrier to higher income and a successful life. Another important factor is your environment. The people around you and the environment in which you live and work have a huge impact. Try to be among those who strive to develop, who can push you forward at the right moment. Even if it seems that listening to audiobooks or taking courses isn't giving tangible results, remember, knowledge accumulates. Everything you read, listen to, or learn will eventually pay off when you are ready to take action. If you have multiple higher degrees or have always been a diligent student, you may know a lot of things, except one: how to make really big money. This problem is often linked to the false belief that more knowledge and skills are needed. But the truth is, to begin with, you need to take action, not constantly learn. Starting a business requires mobility, the ability to adapt quickly, seek opportunities, sell, and accumulate capital. Interestingly, startups that begin with minimal resources often end up more successful than those with large initial budgets. This is due to the flexibility and persistence of their founders. If you're used to working strictly within a system, performing your tasks like a cog in a machine, you may not be able to create something of your own. For that, it's not just about being part of the system, but also being able to step outside its boundaries, showing initiative and leadership qualities. The phrase, "I can't," should disappear from your vocabulary. If you lack something, knowledge, experience, time, it's temporary. Remember, you can do anything. Your possibilities are only limited by your choices. Responsibility is the key. Everything that happens in your life is a direct result of your decisions. Don't blame your parents, friends, or circumstances. Everything depends solely on you. And at the same time, in any situation, do the best you can and be confident in your actions. Life gives exactly as much as we decide to take. No more, no less. While you're debating whether or not to act, someone else is already moving forward. Reflection and action are two different things. There are people who act without having all the knowledge, but they attract others, more competent people. They know how to lead and achieve their goals. And then there are those who know a lot, but don't use their knowledge for real action. Ask yourself an honest question: which category do you belong to? In this world, there are those who determine its movement, and those who follow, merely observing. The choice is yours. Will you be among the leaders or remain an observer? People who live by other people's rules and within the boundaries set by others often get lost when those boundaries collapse. For example, losing a job can be a catastrophe for them. But those who have learned from an early age to stand up for their opinions, take responsibility, and go against the system are better prepared. They are used to setting their own rules, thinking independently, and finding solutions in difficult situations. To earn more, it's not enough to be a good performer or a technician. You need to develop management skills, both for yourself and for others. It is the ability to manage that allows you to achieve more. The better you master these skills, the broader your opportunities will become and the higher your income will be. To raise a successful person, it's important to instill responsibility from childhood and give them the opportunity to make decisions. If a child makes a mistake, they should feel the consequences, and if they make the right choice, they should experience the reward. This forms life experience, which is necessary for adult life. Start small, gradually increasing the level of responsibility, so children get used to independence and develop decision-making skills. Now think about it. Who are you? A person who lives by other people's rules, or someone who sets their own? If you are more often praised for doing everything right, chances are you are a technician, a person who follows the norms established by society. But if you are criticized for being unconventional or considered strange, it is a sign that you are creating your own boundaries and rules. It is exactly these people, those who go against the tide, who most often achieve greater financial success. They do what others don't understand or condemn, but that is what makes them unique. To live the way you want, it's important to be ready not to be liked by everyone. If your decisions are based on a desire to please others, you will ultimately disappoint yourself. It's your choice, to live for others' approval or for your own freedom. There are three main values in this world: money, time, and freedom. All three should be in harmony. If someone offers you a lot of money in exchange for your freedom and time, think twice. Buying one resource at the expense of another is irrational. Remember another important principle: the amount of work is not equivalent to the money earned. Time and effort are also not equal to income. A simple example: you can dig a hole by hand, or you can use an excavator. The result will be the same, but the effort and time spent are completely different. That's why big money is always made with other people's hands. This rule has no exceptions. It's important not to delay implementing new knowledge. Learn something useful? Act immediately. Forget about striving for perfection. It only hinders progress. Take steps forward, even if the result won't be perfect. What matters is starting. Of the three values, freedom, time, and money, money always comes third. Remember this. Reduce the time spent on thinking and increase the time spent on action. Thinking is important, but only as long as it leads to real steps. If you have an idea, start implementing it immediately without putting it off, because tomorrow often never comes. Start acting right now. The future entrepreneur, manager, or organizer must master sales skills. However, it's not enough just to know the theory. Experience is far more important. Make it a habit to immediately apply everything you've learned. Forget about long reflections and endless studying that never gets realized. Learn, do. Only this approach brings real results. If you are a technical specialist who can't advance in your career or have never tried to build your own business, you need to master a few key skills: sales, action, and management. This will make you unique in your field and increase your chances of success. When you see someone achieve success the easy way, don't envy them. Genuinely be happy for that person. White envy is admiration, a desire to repeat the success, a belief that you can do it too. Black envy, however, is destructive. It poisons you, generating negative thoughts and hindering your progress. Learn to fight such feelings. They won't bring anything good. The constant search for ideas to earn money and a creative approach to creating new opportunities will gradually become part of your life. But aside from work and discipline, it's important to learn to listen to yourself. Some find joy in long-term projects, while others prefer to change activities to avoid routine. Try different approaches to understand what suits you, and make sure to set aside time for rest. Practical exercise. In 5 minutes, write a list of all your material desires. Imagine that everything written will definitely come true, and don't think about the reality of these goals. Just note what you truly want for happiness, fulfillment, and helping loved ones. This list is for you. No one will see it, so relax and write honestly. Reconsider your attitude towards money. If you believe that money is evil or that it doesn't bring happiness, you won't have it. Money is a resource that can be used to achieve goals, but in order to bring it into your life, you need to change limiting beliefs. If you genuinely want to have a lot of money but don't change your behavior, you won't have it. Desire must be accompanied by actions aimed at achieving the goal. Furthermore, it's important to realize that in order to give money, you must first learn how to earn it. Just like you can't exhale air without inhaling it, you can't share financial resources unless you create them in sufficient quantity. Another important aspect is the ability to forgive. If you hold a grudge against someone, be it your parents, neighbors, former colleagues, or even the government, it becomes a block not only for your spiritual growth, but also for your material growth. Allow yourself to forgive all small and big offenses. Let go of the injustices that haunt you. Free yourself from these destructive thoughts. People are the way they are, and your task is to accept this in order to free yourself and move on. Learn to be grateful. Gratitude is the key to abundance, both spiritual and material. Be grateful for what you already have, and boldly ask for more if you feel the need. The path to wealth begins with gratitude. The more you appreciate what you have, the more opportunities for new achievements open up before you. Do this exercise. Write down how much money you have right now. Realize that this reflects your current mindset and inner limitations. Now look inside yourself and analyze what qualities and beliefs are holding you back. Envy, ingratitude, disbelief in possibilities. All of these must be eliminated. Define your long-term and short-term goals. If you dream of large properties, big projects, and impressive achievements, write them down as long-term goals. However, for the upcoming year, choose only a few realistic tasks that you can accomplish. Focus on specific actions and don't take on too much at once. One more piece of advice: don't share your plans with others. Unfortunately, even close people can become your critics and undermine your confidence before you even begin to act. Let your goals remain your personal motivator that will drive you forward without unnecessary doubts. Share your plans only with those who are on the same path as you, people who will support you and help you achieve your goals. You can divide people into 3 categories. The first group consists of those who criticize you and bring you down. Minimize or completely exclude communication with them. If this is impossible due to family or long-standing friendships, try to reduce your interactions to a minimum. The second group includes people who support and inspire you. Communicate with them more often to feed your motivation. The third group consists of those who have already achieved what you aspire to. These people can serve as role models. Set yourself a task. Find several people who are already doing what you do, but at a higher level. Don't be afraid to ask them for advice or share their experience. Yes, someone may refuse, but there will definitely be someone willing to share their knowledge. Follow their recommendations and apply them to your own activities. Another important step is to free up at least 10 hours of your work time per week by delegating tasks to others. Find people who are willing to do your work for less than the value of your time. Remember, the right motivation is the key to success. Pay people a percentage of their output or the income they generate to ensure they are invested in the results. The commission-based payment system should be more attractive than that of your competitors so that you can attract the best performers. Organize your work so that you can focus on idea generation and income strategy. After going through the entire process from start to finish several times, identify tasks that can be delegated and pass them on to others. Anything that someone else can do should not be done by you. Make money work for you. To do this, it's important to understand the difference between assets and liabilities. If you acquire something that requires constant investment and doesn't generate income, it's a liability. If an item regularly brings in profit, it's an asset. For example, rental property is an asset. It generates income and increases in value over time. A luxury car that requires maintenance costs, on the other hand, is a liability. Don't forget to enjoy life, but approach spending wisely. Allocate no more than 10% of your income to purchase things that are not assets. This way, you can balance capital accumulation, life enjoyment, and the growth of your financial assets. The best investments you can make are investments in yourself. Learn, develop skills that will immediately allow you to earn more. This applies both to your business and to working for someone else. Strive to increase your value. If you make a significant contribution to a company, it will be easier for the owner to raise your salary. And if that doesn't happen, you will always find an employer who will appreciate your work properly. The more value you bring, the more you should earn. Work on your skills and abilities so that your value keeps growing. It is also crucial to diversify your sources of income. If you rely solely on your salary, losing your job will result in losing all of your income. Create several different sources that are independent of one another. One of them should be enough to cover your monthly expenses, and the others will serve as a backup. Sit down and think about how to organize this system and how much time you will need to implement it. Remember, an idea in itself is worth nothing without its implementation. If you have a good idea, start executing it as quickly as possible. When you begin a project, invest only in what you really need. For example, don't hire employees on a permanent basis if you can collaborate with them on a project basis. Hire full-time employees only when you absolutely need them. The same goes for an office. First, build a business that will bring in revenue, and then, when the need becomes obvious, rent a space. If your business is already generating income, wisely distribute the profits. Take at least half for yourself and allocate the rest to the development of current or new projects. Work should bring you joy and inspiration. At the same time, remember the importance of delegation. You are not obligated to work hard under any circumstances. Hard work, in and of itself, is rarely valued and almost never paid highly. Your time and energy should be focused on generating ideas, managing processes, and developing your potential, while routine tasks should be delegated to others. No matter how imperfect, rough, or chaotic your endeavors may seem, the most important thing is to start and keep moving forward. Don't aim for perfection right away, just take action. The faster you move forward, the higher the chance of success. If something works, repeat it. If it doesn't work, find a different approach, try again, and again until you find a solution. At the same time, don't forget the ultimate goal. Freedom, time, and money are the key resources that allow you to live the way you want, pursue your passions, and set your own rules. If you're just starting your journey and are wondering what to do, ask yourself, is it important for you to pursue this project regardless of the outcome? If you feel that this project is significant to you and you genuinely want to make it happen, your chances of success increase dramatically. Success requires not only focus on the end goal, but also constant analysis. After each step, assess whether it brings you closer to your desired outcome or takes you further away. Regularly check where you are and adjust your actions accordingly. Fears are inevitable, especially at the start. The only way to overcome them is to move forward despite the doubts. Avoid the temptation to bring in partners to share the risks. Partnership is only justified when you have already achieved success and can dictate the terms. To maintain motivation during tough moments, remind yourself why you are doing this. Allow yourself to briefly experience the taste of your future life. Look at your dream apartment, take a car for a test drive, go to an expensive restaurant, even if it's just for a cup of coffee. These small moments help keep your focus and inspire you to keep moving towards your goal. And most importantly, enjoy the process. Confidence in your success will ensure that you enjoy every step on your path to your dream. Your path to success begins with active actions. The key is to start and not fear imperfection. It's important not only to set goals, but also to move toward them at full speed, not dwelling on failures, but viewing them as opportunities for growth. Develop skills that increase your value, diversify your sources of income, and don't forget to analyze your progress. Remember that success requires perseverance and confidence that you will definitely reach your goals if you believe in the process and enjoy every step. The path to financial independence, personal freedom, and time requires not only effort, but also the ability to take the right steps, adjust your actions in time, and maintain motivation. Don't be afraid to take risks, but do it on your terms. And remember, any successful project begins with a first step, and achieving the goal becomes possible only when you believe in yourself. If you want to continue developing and find inspiration in the world of literature, subscribe to my book summary channel. Here, you'll find many useful ideas and practical advice for personal and professional growth.